chat on YouTube. Gil, would you like to respond to Victor? Because he made some strong points. I mean, like, you don't. I'm sorry. I'll just give you the four.
Yeah, it's grade A leftist political hyperbole
Okay.
that does not work for you guys. It has never worked for you guys, and it alienates your side.
Mm-hmm.
To say that the entire Trump administration is chaos through and through when it's not is political hyperbole, and it will not help you guys win. He's just saying no matter what Trump is going to do. I mean, but this is the thing with somebody like Victor. And Victor, this is nothing towards you personally because there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way. You will never like Donald Trump, ever. And there's a reason why this live is labeled the Trump administration is failing, and all we've talked about is this one stupid thing that the administration has already acknowledged and already wants to figure out how to prevent this from happening. Trump said he's not even for using Signal and to move forward. But we've talked about this one thing for an hour. We haven't talked about any of the other things that the Trump administration has done because we just want to fixate on this non-issue.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody like Victor, again, doesn't care when Clinton does something like this.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as it's Pete Hegseth or Ratcliffe or anybody else, it's off, they need to go get fired. But Clinton didn't get fired, right? And people will say in the chat, I'm obsessed with Clinton. No, I'm really not. I'm obsessed with the double standard that I'm now living through. But at the end of the day, man, I'll land my plane. The political hyperbole, and this is for everybody in chat, watching, host, everybody. The constant political dramatization of the Trump administration is hurting you guys. You will never win an election when you say everything is terrible, nothing is good, and we will never see the light of day. The drama is exhausting. Purely exhausting.
Okay. All right. That's a fair statement. The one thing that I would like to kind of touch on, well, we do have multiple topics on the background, but the reason why we've kind of focused on this one is because it's a big deal. You might not think it is, but it's a big deal. But let's go and let's keep moving. And W's in the chat for Jesse, who sent a $3 super chat to say, 2020 Gil, let's shift gears. Can you name two Trump policies that he's passed in the previous administration or current administration, or the current one that has personally benefited you? Jesse, that's letting him off the hook, but can you Gil? Can you name two?
Sure can.
Sure.
Yeah, so I live in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and we can start with our terrible governor, Maura Healey, who came out against the Trump administration and Tom Homan for wanting to do deportations. Tom Homan, about a week ago,
Sorry,
I had to do that too, showed up in Boston and arrested 370, I think it's even more now, criminals. And some of these are disgusting criminals. I mean, crimes against children.
Hey, Gil, let me read this again for you, because I mean, I hear you talking for him, but I don't think you heard the question. So
no, I did. So that is a policy. Mass deportation of criminals is one.
So again, let me read it again, because I don't think you heard the question. So I'm going to start over. W's in the chat for Jesse, who sent a $3 donation saying, 2020 Gil, let's shift gears. Can you name two Trump policies that he passed in the previous administration or current one?
Because he passed one. He passed one. It was Trump. It was the Trump tax cuts. Why would you ask a question?
The TCJA.
Why would you ask a question though that you know that the answer isn't there? He didn't. His Congress didn't pass anything. In fact, the one thing he did want to pass was border security.
I think that's
no, it's not Jesse's point.
No, it is.
Talking about.
It's literally his point.
Okay, so how come Harris was so bound to do the bipartisan border bill that supported border wall funding, and Nancy Pelosi wasn't during his congressional term, which led to the longest government shutdown in our history of 35 days. This was in 2018.
It sounds like a pivot. Sorry.
It's not a pivot.
But hold on.
No, you asked me a question, and there's no answer to it.
So just to be clear, the reason why Kamala Harris was willing to actually pass that bipartisan border bill is because it was just that bipartisan border bill, and there was not direct funding for the border wall. Donald Trump wanted direct funding for the border wall and couldn't even get that passed through his administration. when he had the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
That's my point.
Right.
You're asking me, what did he pass? We know what he passed.
that's
It was a piece of tax
But
legislation.
and
So
see,
why
that's
would you ask me a
Jesse's
question?
point. That's
It's
Jesse's point.
disingenuous.
But that's Jesse's point.
But why be disingenuous with the question when you know he didn't pass legislation?
But
and
you
he
don't understand what
operated on
Jesse's saying.
executive
Okay,
orders?
okay, cool. Hold on a second. Doctor, can
Yes,
you
sir.
can you explain why Jesse would specifically ask Gil to name 2 pieces of legislation that was passed that directly benefited his life by Donald Trump?
I mean, I'm not going to assume Jesse's position on why he asked that, but I believe it's because he knows, as well as me, you know, Trump didn't pass a damn thing that helped him, that helped the common people's life.
Well, I mean, he passed Warp Speed, which got the C-19 vaccination out faster than any country in the world, to which we distributed all over the world. That helped me.
That is
I
one.
got my
I agree
shot.
with that. I completely agree with that one. That's
Okay.
one.
What about the right to try? Allowing kids with illnesses that are fatal, allowing them to try experimental medicines and therapies that were once barred because they weren't FDA approved, giving kids a chance at life. Do you agree with that? Or do I have to be a disabled child with leukemia in order to say that that's something that affects my life? And again, I just want to land my plane with, it is so disingenuous to ask me a question when you know that Donald Trump didn't get to pass anything in his Congress. It's not a secret. I don't hide it, and we can talk about it. And I just told you why nothing passed, because they were not bipartisan. And now your same party wants to be bipartisan with the border bill, but didn't want to in 2018. It's exactly why they lost this election. So giggle now, but when you continue to lose your rights and continue to lose your elections in 0 swing states, and then you freak out about it, reference this conversation.
You say lose your rights?
Yeah, Roe v. Wade. It's all fun and games, FAFO. You know, we hear the TikTok.
That's crazy.
Hold on one
No,
second.
I'm
Hold
serious.
On, hold on.
We
Hold
hear
on one
the
second,
TikTok
KP.
stuff, and this is the reality.
Let's allow this crash to continue to happen. Go ahead.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's it. You guys say FAFO. You live in this TikTok bubble of everything Donald Trump does is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who supports him is bad, and it doesn't work for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys don't even have a candidate right now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a spokesperson for your party. This isn't even me crashing out. This is me.
No,
I'll be
this
honest
is definitely
with
you
I
crashing
wish-
out for him.
No,
but
no,
go
because
off.
I wish Donald Trump had a check. I wish he had somebody who could run against him that was viable.
Mm-hmm.
Your own party ousted Joe Biden against his will after he said 5 times he was going to stay,
Mm-hmm.
and replaced him with Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys thought she was going to win?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude.
Okay, so I'm
So
gonna cut
funny.
you off there real quick. I'm sorry, panel. Give me a second. Yeah. So first and foremost, you actually coming up here and saying, "Oh, keep FAFO, and you will continue to lose your rights." One, absolutely gross. So insane for you to actually, even throw that out when knowing that women. Hold on, still speaking. I didn't interrupt you. Still speaking. Women are losing their lives over Roe v. Wade. Because AB is healthcare. It's not something for you to tokenize just to say, ha ha, you lost that. That's not funny. And then you talk about Kamala Harris. Yes, Kamala Harris was not only a viable candidate, but the most qualified candidate to ever seek the office of the presidency for a first term.
Yeah, she lost every swing state. Oh my God.
Again, still speaking, host is still speaking. The problem is Joe Biden actually broke a contract that he had with Democrats. Joe Biden told people when he ran that he was going to be a one-term president. Joe Biden told everyone that voted for him he was going to be a transition president. So people that voted for Joe Biden, like myself, did not expect Joe Biden to run again in 2024. But then Joe Biden turned around and said, actually, I got more work to do, which no one wanted. Now, you couple that with the fact that Joe Biden had a massively unpopular position as far as his support in Israel. That's a problem. And then you couple that with the fact that Kamala Harris had 107 days to actually run for the presidency, which is a short amount of time compared to Donald Trump, who ran for office for 8 years. And on top of that, You talk about how this country was founded on racism and sexism. There is no way on God green earth that these white men were gonna let this black woman become president. That's why white men came out. I'm still talking. I am still fucking talking.
Obama won.
I am still talking.
But Obama won.
Again, still talking. There was when this country was founded on racism and sexism. Racism and sexism. There was no way that they were going to let this black woman win the office of the presidency.
Fuck would you run her?
And see, because she was more, again, listen. I gave you all the time to stand on your soapbox and sit there and monologue. I let you be as ignorant as you wanted to be, and I didn't interrupt you. And I stopped other people from interrupting you. Now, this is the last time that I'm going to ask you to stay on mute while the host is talking. Not while the panel is speaking, while the host is talking. With that being said, that's why white men turn out in the highest numbers ever to vote for a 34 count felon. That's what happened. That's absolutely what happened. So you can talk about Kamala Harris all you want to. You can talk about the Democratic Party all you want to. Listen, I think the Democratic Party needs a massive overhaul because they are not good. And I can sit here and criticize the party because they have a lot of work to do, and they have a lot to do before they can win elections again. But the fact that the Democratic Party is not winning elections does not speak to Donald Trump or the Republican Party. Period. That's my thoughts. Excuse my language. So we have a couple of random people that just showed up in the chat, and they are all like they got 15 followers, and they're like, "Oh, MAGA." Well, fun fact: we give Trump supporters here an opportunity to speak, but I also don't think that these people are real. I don't think they're real. I would love to actually give them the floor so they can speak, but I don't think they're real. I don't know. MAGA Chloe, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. On a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you about the direction of the country under this Trump administration?
I would say like 9.
9. Okay. Perfect. Excuse me. I'm sorry. MAGA Chloe, can you tell me a little bit more about why you would say a 9? And then also, I would love to hear your thoughts on the overall conversation, which we have more topics in the background, but do you think this whole, signal chat and all of those things are being blown out of proportion, or do you think that there needs to be accountability? Like, where are we?
Wait, accountability with what?
Do you think that someone needs to be held accountable for leaking national security information?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I feel like I can't negate that. I mean, I said 9. It's not perfect, but I feel like it's the best we got. And I feel like our country's going in a better direction than it has since like whenever Trump was last in office.
Okay. Tell me why you say that.
Well, we're getting rid of the woke agenda.
Gotta get rid of that woke agenda.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What else? I'm gonna pay less in taxes.
Yep, definitely gonna pay less in taxes.
Are gonna go down. I'm gonna be able to afford my groceries,
Yep, gonna afford groceries, absolutely. Hey, so MAGA, yep. MAGA Chloe, question for you. What year were you born?
2005.
Oh, okay. How old are you?
19.
You're 19. What month?
May.
Okay. All right. So you were reading off your script. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What?
You were reading off your script, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
About what?
You were reading off your script as far as promoting Trump. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I also like that he's not like pro killing babies.
Unaliving friend. Okay. So uh gonna pay less in taxes, not unaliving babies, groceries going down, and getting rid of wokeness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Anything else that anything else that you that they told you to say?
this is all me.
Is it, friend? Are you sure about that?
Yes. I grew up Christian. I'm in Missouri.
You believe in
You know?
Jeebus?
Yes.
I believe in Jeebus too.
My whole family, like my family has.
Hey, you know Jesus was a commie.
Mm,
Jesus was a goddamn communist.
debatable.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he'd be into all this woke stuff.
You don't think Jesus would have been woke? Well, first, okay, let's do this. Define woke. What is woke, friend?
I mean, it's all the crazy shit.
Language.
You know?
What is woke, friend?
Like the kids in the litter boxes, saying they're cats. I mean, that's like real woke. The it pronouns.
First and foremost, so listen. Okay, I'm gonna give you some advice. Is it Chloe or what's your real name? I'm sure they told you,
Chloe.
like they said, They told you to use the profile MAGA Chloe or whatever. What's your name? What can I actually call you?
Chloe.
Chloe. Okay, cool. Hey, do you know why? What do you know about the kids in litter box story?
I don't know. I just saw it on Facebook.
Oh, you saw it on the old book face. Got it. Did you do any research?
I saw the pictures.
You saw the pictures. Yeah, the pictures are cute.
Yes.
Did you do any research about it?
Well, it's not just that.
No. I want to focus just on that though. Did you do any research about it?
Yes. I'm not gonna do research on kids using litter boxes. I feel
You
like
sure about that, friend?
Yes.
Okay. So why? Tell me one more time why you think that the kids were using litter boxes.
Because they think they're cats.
Kids are cute, right?
Furries.
Kids have great imaginations.
Not when they're like 17.
Yeah, no, you're right. Hey, would you like to know why there's litter boxes in the classroom and kids have to use litter boxes?
Because they're furries?
Would you like to know why?
Why are they furries?
Because the United States of America is leading the world in pew violence and mass unalivings, and so now schools have to actually put litter boxes inside of classrooms just in case there's a lockdown and kids can't get to the bathroom and they have to be able to use the bathroom. So now they actually have to use the bathroom in the litter boxes. Yes, that's actually why the litter boxes are there. So instead of instead, because you didn't know, you thought it was just cute furry stuff, when in actuality, instead of the United States addressing the actual 2A issue that we have, the solution was, well, let's just put litter boxes in the kids' classroom, and so just in case there was an actual mass unaliving, then they could just use the litter boxes instead of having to worry about getting out of the classroom. Now, with that being said, do you think we need to address 2A issues? Do you think that we have a pew issue here in the United States of America, Chloe?
I mean, a little bit, but if you're a good citizen, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to have one.
Okay, but again, so you think that we have a little bit of a problem, but yet you thought it was funny to talk about litter boxes in schools without doing any type of research, showing that you didn't know what you were talking about, and now having an understanding as far as why they're actually there. You still don't think that, we need to actually have common sense pew reform? Or is that just not on your MAGA talking script?
I mean, like, I think if you have a felony or something, you shouldn't have one.
That's not what I'm asking, friend. You know what's funny, right? So what I think is funny is paid actors, right? The funny thing about going into people's lives, and whether you're going to actually go into people's lives and you're going to actually type stuff or be a bot or whatever, but then actually coming up on a panel, which, you show some testicular fortitude, but getting up on a panel when you actually have to talk to someone Oh, and you ran. Listen, this is what happens when bots come to Late Nights with Santana. I will take you into the deep water and see if you can swim. And they can't swim. They can't swim because you can talk off a script all you want, but I will drag you into the deep water with the sharks. And if you can't swim, then baby, you gonna drown. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Jessica, how are you?